Hey, folks. You guys and gals see the title of this one here. Now, I remember covering this one on my old channel. Hate to sound like a broken record, but all that stuff is gone. So I'm going to redo it here. I'm actually going to shave it down. But anyway, I got my buddy the Observer here. That's my partner from French. He's like me. I am but a observer. I do not change the course of history or time. I just observe and report. Now, let's go ahead and get this one going here. And I'm going to share with you guys another piece that I never seen it hit the airways of the news. So I'll do it for them. So let's go ahead and go.
It could be bad timing, bad judgment, or just bad luck. But in an instant, your life changes. Our first case in point involves a late night, too much partying, and a fateful encounter.
Now, what happened that night between a beautiful young woman and a man she didn't know would raise all kinds of questions about truth, justice, and what it takes to do the right thing.
And this is ABC News, and yes, that's Mr. Cuomo, the brother of the former mayor of New York. Now, of all people, I guess at the time being this was 2005, 2006, he hadn't been aired out like he has now. So anyway, let's go ahead and go.
Everything in life, even if you don't understand it now, happens for a reason.
Bjornie Peguero is a quiet, somewhat vulnerable soul. She's only 27 years old, but she's already been through enough challenges and tragedy to last a lifetime.
But I always said to God, I'm willing to take whatever you give me, because whatever happens is the best for me.
The story of what happened begins on the streets of New York City on a Saturday night in the summer of 2005. Bjornie's enjoying a girls' night out.
Okay.
As usual, she's with Aurora Pujols, a best friend who's really more like an older sister.
We were having a really good time.
Really
Dancing,
good time?
drinking, having fun.
To be blunt, the girls get wasted.
I drink like 5 Blue Hawaiians.
5 is a lot.
5 is a lot.
So you're drunk.
Definitely drunk.
Five mixed drinks. Now, I've heard of Blue Hawaiian. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't consume alcohol, but I know people that have consumed them. But anyway, now I don't know what age she was at this time. I'm quite sure I can dig it and find out, but they look rather young to be out from Union City, New Jersey, partying in New York, if I'm not mistaken.
As the night winds down, Bjornie and Aurora are sitting in Aurora's car while their friends pick up food from this restaurant. A group of men cruising for action pulls up next to them, inviting them to a party. Suddenly, one of them jumps into the car.
I remember being in shock because this guy just opens the car door and walks into the car.
He's inviting us to an after party.
What'd you think of him?
A crazy guy. Get into my car without permission.
The situation is a powder keg, so Aurora scrambles out of the car and joins her friends in the restaurant. She expects Bjornie to come with her, but instead, Bjornie takes off in her friend's car.
I was drunk, so I took the car and I drove.
We walked back out.
So you drunk, plaster drunk, according to you, but you gonna take somebody's car and drive. Okay.
And the car's not there.
Bjornie leaves the car at a nearby parking lot and piles into a white van with the stranger and his friends. They spend an hour driving around searching in vain for the party.
I got scared in my way there because I thought something was gonna happen. So I started crying and crying and crying.
Bjornie's friends, left high and dry, tried desperately to call her cell phone. Finally, they make contact and reunite with Bjornie and the car back at the parking lot. When they find her there,
Her hair was all crazy. Her mascara was all runny. She looked like she had been in a struggle.
Aurora and the girls are angry they've been ditched. Bjornie feels cornered and doesn't know what to do. Tensions are high. And then,
Out of nowhere, she lashed out at me.
We got into a physical fight, which I started it.
Now, does that sound like that make any sense to you guys? All right, she been in a struggle. You catch up with her, and she lashes out, and now you and your partner in crime, literally, oops, dang it, I might have gave something away, are fighting each other. Okay.
fight is an out-and-out brawl. The girls even crack the windshield.
And this is totally out of character for her.
Totally out of character.
This is not
for her.
how she
This
is.
No.
Aurora is furious and stunned, but the mood changes when Bjornie explains why she's acting this way. She says something terrible happened with the stranger in the back of the van.
He pulled off my pants. He was hitting me. And he,
Were you screaming for him to stop?
yes, I did.
When did it stop?
When he finished.
And she had been and I'm like feeling like horrible, like just in shock.
The girls, enraged just moments before, are now totally sympathetic. They drive Bjornie to this hospital. She relays her account to the staff there, and they perform a rape kit. Detectives from the NYPD Special Victims Squad start investigating. Bjornie repeats to them her nightmare of being brutally raped. Then, in short order, they track down the white van and the guy who'd first jumped in.
Now, big old city of New York, and in short order, they track down the van. That's William McCaffrey right there. That's William McCaffrey. We'll get back to him at the end.
The girl's car, a 28-year-old contractor named William McCaffrey.
Why did you think the police want to speak to you?
I had no idea, but I know I didn't do anything, so I had no problem going into the precinct.
McCaffrey tells the police he and his pals did cruise around with Bjornie in the van, then left her back at her car, drunk but unharmed. His denials are absolute and unflinching.
Did you rape Bjornie?
Of course not.
Did you assault Bjornie?
No, I did not.
Did you give her any reason to believe that you were a threat to her?
Not at all.
Supporting McCaffrey's claims, the kit comes back negative. The strongest evidence of a physical attack police have is a bite mark on Bjornie's shoulder.
Negative. Now, remember this bite mark on the shoulder, okay? That's going to come into play, okay? Hold on to that. Don't let that go. Lock that one in your memory bank.
But still, if it comes down to a he said, she said, the cops are probably going to accept what she said.
Did they seem like
I don't care what city you go to anywhere in the United States, even with no proof, none. I mean, the kit came back negative. I was slow on the button on the first one. I'll see if the algorithm picks it up. If it do, I'll pull the video down and re-edit it. Now, but she was so drunk, but she could hammer. She had that line already in her head and reported and said it again verbatim to the folks at the hospital.
they believe you?
Not at all.
But police have reason to be suspicious. McCaffrey's been arrested numerous times for petty offenses like DUI and assault. On the other hand, Bjornie couldn't be more credible. She sticks to her story. She's traumatized and doesn't hesitate to take the morning after pill offered by the hospital.
I had to.
Okay, so he got a DWI and some other stuff. This is one of them cases. You know how your parents already said, don't let your past come back to haunt you. And some kids listened, some kids didn't. But that still isn't no excuse for what happened to him to happen. Now, the hospital, think about this. Wrap your head through this. The hospital gave her the kit and it came back negative. So why did the hospital still offer her the morning after pill? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like we're dealing with two different entities. The same hospital that gave you the kit then turns around and gives you a morning after pill as well. So what? Well, you know, we gave you the kit but we don't trust that we done it right or whatnot. So here, take this anyway. I don't know how much them pills cost. Are they running up the insurance tab? I don't know. Let's get it.
Take these pills because I cannot get no infection. I cannot get pregnant.
What happened at the end of the meeting?
I was charged in the first degree.
McCaffrey maintains his innocence up and through the trial, even taking the stand to defend himself. Bjorny maintains his guilt, and almost solely on the basis of her emotional testimony. The jury votes to convict.
When you heard the word guilty, how'd you take it?
Terribly. I thought about my sons and if I was gonna make it to see my grandmother, you know, or would I have to bury her from prison.
The sentence, swift and severe.
They told me he got convicted, 20 years.
20 years. What do you?
20 years. 2-0. Because he was 28. I think they said he's 28 at the beginning of the story. So he'd been 48. Now ain't no telling how much time passed before to get it to trial. But let's just play with the basic number. So 48, 28 and 20 years is 48.
Think.
I start crying. I just want to get home, be by myself. Oh my God.
It seems the case is closed. Justice has been served and Bjorny can start rebuilding her life.
She felt relieved. Finally, something going right for her.
Okay, now hold that thought. Don't go nowhere. Now we're just gonna, this is also from ABC News. And, you know, it's the same story. McCaffrey, 32-year-old Bronx, New York City contractor, drinking with his buddies, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the, okay, hair was crazy. Yeah, mascara in the struggle. Pujols was stunned and furious, but the mood changed in an instant when she said that she'd been and he pulled off my chonies. He was hitting me and me. Pugero said, the girls in raid, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, she said it. Y'all saw her face. You saw her face. She said it straight face, straight lace. Now, don't move again. Here we go. This is the National Registry of Exonerations. Out of this is from Michigan Law, and this is the way you see at the top, a project of the University of California, Irvine, Newkirk Center for Science and Society, University of Michigan, don't you know, Law School, and Michigan State University College of Law. Now there he is, y'all see him, and let's run this down. Y'all know the story. Y'all just heard it. Now dig this. We know about the party, the bruises, bite mark on the shoulder. Remember I told y'all to hold on to that, but there was no other physical evidence of based on her testimony at trial in New York County Supreme Court. A jury convicted McCaffrey of kidnapping, felony assault, and unlawful imprisonment and criminal possession of a weapon. In October 2006, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. I don't know what weapon he had. He didn't say anything. Now, In 2008, a female. What female did it come from? Did it come from the other girl that was sitting there giving a story that said that they fought and, you know, they were friends and busted the window out of the car and all that other stuff, and that she had rode with him? Huh? ABC didn't report that. ABC haven't done a follow-up on this thing. ABC just let it go because, of course, you know, all men, you know, women don't lie, hashtag believe her. And, of course, you know, all men are ist, you know, except for Cuomo. And we know what type of dirt bag he turned out to be. But anyway, like I said, that was all before, you know, before he came into the limelight with his brother, the governor Cuomo. In 2008, the bite mark supposed victim came from a female, but still the district attorney refused to support McCaffrey's request to vacate his commission. In 2000, you know, so they know. All right, she failed. They gave her the test and she wasn't according to them. Didn't happen. Okay. And they still give her a more than after pill. The DA refused to support McCaffrey's request to vacate his conviction. In 2009, 3 years later, because remember, 2006, now we're in 2009, the victim confessed and she wasn't the victim. Okay, here we go. Forget it. In 2009, she confessed that she fabricated the story because her friends were angry with her for stranding them after she went off to a party with McCaffrey. She said the bruises and bite marks came from a physical altercation with her friends. What friends? The girl that was in the interview with her? Because then wasn't her friends at the party with McCaffrey because she just met him. So if that's the friend, that means she lied too. Because I'm quite sure they probably put her on the stand. What did she tell you what happened? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or whatever religious entity or the spaghetti monster that you pray to? She lied, straight-faced lied. Okay, so you done got into some scuffle and got a bite mark, and you gonna turn that into a man that didn't do anything to you, raped you, and you had no problem sitting right down the aisle and looking, saying, they about ready to lock this man up for 20 freaking years. She don't care. Trust me, man. I know some lady. No. Yeah, I know. There's a whole bunch of them that have no problem doing this to you, even though you done nothing wrong, for whatever reason they deem that's worthy of them of saving face. Ain't that something? I guess so. I'm assuming, okay, because look, all right, locked up, or you got sentenced in 20 years. The DNA test didn't come out till 2008. And then after the DNA test come out and see that wasn't his saliva, why did it take 2 years? But anyway, when they find out that saliva came from a female, they should have swabbed her freaking girlfriend's mouth. They should have, and any other chicks that was with them, they should make them swab. Because if the bite mark came from the chick that was next to her, she need to get some of that heat too. So now that this came out, ma'am, what? This bite mark is from a female. Okay, I made it up. So if they wouldn't have done the DNA test, or she wouldn't have got bitten in the altercation, she was going to let him sit there and rot. Do you know what they do to inside the pen? I've never been in the pen, but I've heard the horror stories. McCaffrey's attorney, Glenn Garber, founder of the Exoneration Initiative, filed a motion to vacate his conviction, and he was released on bail. Why on bail? Now think about this. This is New York. This, number one, is New York. She admits that she made it up. The test was a negative from day one, was a negative. The bite on her arm, the saliva in it is from a female. She confessed that she fabricated it, and they gonna release him on bail. Y'all can keep them deep blue states. Some of y'all, hey, I got some folks in and from New York that I love dearly. Y'all can have that mother flipper, that mother. Shut your mouth. In December 2009, the trial court vacated McCaffrey's conviction and dismissed the charges. That same month, I ain't gonna call her no victim. She a victim of her own. The chick pled guilty to perjury charges for the false accusation, and in February 2010, she was sentenced to 1 to 3. They was gonna give him 20. 20. 5 5s, 2 5s and a 10, 21s, however you want to add it up. 10 1s and 2 5s. Hell, can we get $2 bills up in this joint and add a 10 spot on it? They was going to give him 20 years. He'd already done what, 4? And they're going to sentence her to 1 to 3 years. What do you want to bet that it was closer to 1 than it is 3? And I don't care what nobody say. Okay, I don't know what the jury pool was made up of, but these laws were signed into being into being what they are by men. I've said it multiple times. Most men's biggest enemy, the biggest detriment to men normally is other men. Because the men wrote the laws. Unfair laws, unjust laws. So you giving me 20, I didn't do it, even though everything I failed, no scoring matrix here. And she admits she do it and she get 1 to 3. Anyway, let's finish this out. Listen to this. It gets worse. In October 2012, he settled a claim with the New York Court of Claims for $425,000. 4 years of my life is worth more than $425,000. But anyway, it didn't matter anyway. He also filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the New York Police Department and agreed to a $700,000 settlement in January 2015. So he got 4.25 in 2012, 700 in 2015. But look, McCaffrey, who had been diagnosed with PTSD, I can only imagine, especially when you know you didn't do it. He died on Thanksgiving Day, November 22nd, 2018. He died, diagnosed with PTSD, died Thanksgiving Day, 2018. Now, y'all can go ahead. Well, when I say y'all, you know what I mean. But y'all can go ahead and tell me all about the justice/injustice system all you want. Hashtag believe all women. Hashtag mentor. Hashtag don't look. Hashtag if you don't know her like that, don't roll with her like that. It ain't worth it. You could be the next contestant on The Price is Wrong. I know it's supposed to be The Price is Right, but in this case, it ain't right. It's wrong. I would have been going after everybody. I'm going after the Supreme Court, the county Supreme Court. I'm going after everybody. I wouldn't care if I had to strike from the freaking grave. I want my pound of flesh from all parties involved. Tell me what you think, y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be good and safe. And if you own a white van and a chick say she want to go to after party with you and you don't know, don't let her ass in that van. Drive. The matter of fact, drive off. Go home. Matter of fact, don't even be out there drunk in public. Dude, go home. If you're gonna get drunk in the confinements of your own home, and don't do nothing stupid in there either, especially in New York, because they'll kick your door down to come get you. Whew. Never ends, folks.